If you have a lot of unrented dumpsters just sitting in your yard and you're trying to figure out how to get these things rented, how to get the phone ringing more, in this video, I'm going to cover the number one way that people overlook in order to grow a dumpster rental business. So please take notes, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, or feel free to call me at 503-914-7250. Hi, my name is Mario Flores, and I've been in this industry for the past 7 years. I've owned a dumpster rental business, I've owned a junk removal business, and now I specialize in helping hundreds of dumpster rental business owners grow their business by using marketing that we're going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get started. One thing that I want you to understand before we get started is something called keywords. Keywords are what people are typing into the search bar on Google in order to bring up a business or a service that they're looking for. In this specific example, it's dumpsters, right? They need to rent a dumpster. So the number one thing people search for in any given city is going to be dumpster rentals, and then in the city that they're looking for, okay? For this example, we're using one of my client sites and they're out of Texas. So we're going to do a search right now for dumpster rentals in this specific state, and I'm going to show you what pops up. So here we're on the computer screen and we're going to be going to Google, and we're just going to be typing in dumpster rentals and then the specific city and state. You can see here that I manage this profile. This is actually my client right here, and they're number one for this specific city for dumpster rentals. And then if you scroll down, here is where the websites actually show up. This is called SEO, and this is how you get Google to recognize your site for these keywords. So one thing that I want to note here is the SEO that's specifically done to this website is made to rank for this city, and that is something that a lot of you guys don't do when getting a website either made by a company or making your own website. And this happens to 99% of the population out there, and it doesn't really matter what business you're in. This is the number one thing that people get wrong in any industry. So I want to go over a couple of things here on what you should do to your website in order to get it to rank, as well as the individual pages of your website, and we're going to be going into that here in a second. So when you look at a site on Google, you're going to see here, this is called the title of a page. And the title of this page is specifically written to rank for that specific keyword that we typed in, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be exact. It has to have some variation of those keywords in the title of that page. So you can see here, it just says dumpster rentals, West Laco, Texas. And then down here, this is called a meta description. A meta description just describes to Google or the person that's going to click on that site what they're going to be clicking on. What is it really about? Does this actually going to help me for the search phrase that I made? And you're just basically trying to add those keywords again in some way, shape, or form into this description. So you can see here that our description talks about dumpster rentals. It's a locally owned business, honest pricing, whatever you got to say, but make sure that it includes those keywords so that Google picks it up for that search phrase. Now, if we click on the site itself, we're going to be greeted with this, and we basically just write to Google again saying what they offer, all the different benefits of the business, but mainly optimizing for the search phrase, which is here also. The second thing that I want you guys to understand is this. Google always tries to prompt you as a person searching for whatever it is with near me at the end. And I think the biggest misconception here is that how I just explained to you that Google's looking for keywords and search phrases that match. Well, a lot of you guys also think that Google is trying to do the same thing when you try and finish your search with near me, which it always tries to prompt us to do that, right? What Google's actually doing is it's not looking for the words near me on your website. It's not looking for the words near me on the title or the meta description. Nowhere in that is it looking for near me. What it is doing though is it's picking up your location based on your cell phone and where you're located, okay? Then what it's doing is it's trying to find out what city you're in specifically, and it's trying to find a page for that service that is made in that city. And I know it sounds confusing, but I'm going to show you what they do so you can understand it. And you're going to need something called Google Search Console to do this. And you guys should already have this. It's a free thing that Google offers you. It helps Google crawl your website. It gives you more information as to what people are searching for. A lot of really important information is found on Google Search Console. So if you don't have it, make sure you get it and connect your website to it. It'll give you a lot of information that you're probably missing, but let's go ahead and look at that right now. So you can see here, I'm looking at the same website, Camacho Dumpster Rentals, and right here we're under performance, okay? And in performance, it's gonna show you top queries. These are what people have searched for in their search bar to then have your website pop up. And you can see here impressions means how many times it displayed it for that search query, and then clicks is how many people actually clicked on the site based off that link that I just showed you. Okay, so you can actually see here that the number one search phrase, like I said, is dumpster rentals, and then the city and state, like I mentioned. But then another search phrase here that we just covered and talked about was also dumpster rentals near me. Now, if you click on this, it's going to show you more information, and it's going to actually show you the pages that it displayed for dumpster rentals near me. So you can see here, one of the pages that it displayed is this one. And if I click on it, it's going to show us the page that was written for this specific city, Dumpster Rentals, Hidalgo, Texas, which is one of their city pages. This means somebody in that city typed in dumpster rentals near me, and then Google decided to show them this specific page. Now, this is why I'm saying this is super important. Do not write near me on your website. Just make sure that you have lots of pages for these individual cities, even if you think they're insignificant cities. Maybe you're just focusing on the whole metropolitan area and you just want to focus on the big city near you, right? That is where a lot of people get this wrong. You're missing out on a ton of extra business by not having all these little pages for these specific cities. Now, you might think that a city is a certain size. You might think that it's got certain boundaries, but you don't really understand how big or how small that city is until you type it in on Google. Google will actually show you, if you go to the Google Maps, it'll show you, if you type in the city, what they consider that city to be. Now just follow the red little dots that it outlines, and that is where somebody will have to physically be standing to be prompted with your specific page for that city. I really hope I was able to explain this to some of you guys, because it is really important this day and age to have a big website. A lot of my time I spend auditing websites of people that are, interested in me taking a look at their site, helping them, seeing how they could grow. And the thing that I see the most is these small websites that'll either have like one page or maybe like 5 or 6 pages, but it really isn't enough pages. When you live in a big city, you're gonna need all these individual city pages, and the bigger your website is, the bigger your fleet's gonna be, the more trucks you're gonna on the road, the more dumpsters you're gonna have rented out. So take that into consideration when you're looking at your site. And if this is something you need help with, you want me to audit your website, you want me to take a look over everything to see how we can help you can always call me at 503-914-7250 or visit drunkremovalmoney.com. Like I said, leave a comment down below if you have any questions. And I appreciate you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.